we welcome you to this presentation on Training and Development Budget. In this session, we will walk through a step-by-step guide to effectively planning and managing your organization's training and development budget. The goal is to ensure that your training programs align with your strategic objectives and deliver maximum ROI. Before diving into each step, let's take a quick look at the overall process of creating a training and development budget. There are a few critical steps in this process: assess training needs, set training objectives, estimate costs, allocate resources, monitor and adjust, get buy-in from leadership, and continuous review and update. These steps are designed to guide you through creating a budget that is not only cost-effective but also aligned with your organization's goals. Now let's look at each step in detail. The first step in creating an effective training budget is to assess your training needs. Start by identifying skill gaps within your organization. Conduct a skills gap analysis to compare the current capabilities of your employees with the skills required to meet your organizational goals. Gather input from employees and managers through surveys and feedback sessions to understand their training needs. Ensure that the identified needs are aligned with your strategic objectives. This alignment is crucial to ensure that the training programs you develop support your organization's broader goals. Once you have identified your training needs, the next step is to set clear, achievable training objectives. These objectives should outline what you want to accomplish through your training programs. For example, you may aim to improve employee productivity, enhance leadership skills, or streamline the onboarding process for new hires. Prioritize these training programs based on their impact on your business goals. This prioritization helps ensure that you allocate resources to the most critical areas that will drive organizational success. With your objectives in place, it's time to estimate the costs associated with your training programs. Internal versus external training. First, decide whether your training will be conducted in-house or if you will need to bring in external providers. This choice will significantly impact your budget, as external training often comes with higher costs but may offer specialized expertise that in-house resources can't provide. Training materials and resources. Next, consider the materials and resources required for the training. This includes estimating the costs for any necessary printed handouts, digital content, software licenses, or other tools that will support your training sessions. Trainer fees. If you are bringing in external trainers, be sure to include their fees in your budget. These costs can vary depending on the trainer's experience, the length of the training, and the level of customization required to meet your specific needs. Employee compensation. Remember to factor in the cost of lost productivity during training. When employees are in training, they are not contributing to their usual work, which represents an indirect cost to your organization. Venue and equipment. If your training requires a specific venue, estimate the costs associated with renting the space and any necessary equipment like projectors or computers that might be required to facilitate the training effectively. Travel and accommodation. Lastly, don't forget to include travel and accommodation expenses for any off-site training. This could involve transportation costs, lodging, and meals if participants or trainers need to travel for the training. These estimates will form the basis of your training budget. After estimating your costs, the next step is to allocate resources effectively. Budget categories. Break down your budget into specific categories such as leadership development, technical skills, and compliance training. Per capita allocation. Allocate a portion of the budget per employee, considering the varying needs of different departments. This ensures that each department receives the training it needs while staying within the overall budget. Resource allocation is a critical step in managing your budget effectively. As you begin implementing your training programs, it's essential to monitor your spending regularly. Firstly, track spending. Compare actual spending against your budget to ensure that you are staying on track. Next, evaluate the effectiveness of your training programs. This is done to determine if they are meeting their objectives. Based on these evaluations, you may need to adjust your budget to reflect the ROI of different programs. This ongoing monitoring and adjustment process helps you optimize your training budget over time. Securing buy-in from leadership is a critical step in successfully implementing your training budget. Start with presenting your budget clearly. Highlight the benefits and expected outcomes. Next, link budget to business outcomes. Emphasize how the training budget will contribute to achieving your business goals. Linking the budget to business outcomes helps demonstrate its value to leadership, making it more likely that you will secure the necessary resources and support. The process of managing a training budget doesn't stop once it's created. Continuous review and update of the budget are necessary to ensure its ongoing relevance. Conduct an annual review of the budget to evaluate the success of past training programs and identify any new organizational needs. Stay agile and be prepared to adjust the budget throughout the year as business goals shift or new needs arise. This continuous review process helps keep your training programs aligned with your organization's evolving objectives. Finally, leverage technology to enhance your training and development efforts. Consider investing in a learning management system, LMS, to track employee progress and manage your training programs efficiently. E-learning platforms offer cost-effective and flexible solutions, reducing the need for in-person training and making it easier to scale your programs. By integrating technology into your training strategy, you can improve both the effectiveness and efficiency of your training programs. Now that we know the entire process, let's look at an example of a training and development budget table. This table is designed to provide a clear overview of how to allocate resources effectively based on specific objectives and timelines. It breaks down the estimated costs associated with different training initiatives, helping you plan and track your spending to ensure your training programs stay within budget while achieving your desired outcomes. Notice how each line item corresponds to a particular objective, ensuring that money spent is aligned with the organization's strategic goals. Thank you for following this presentation on creating a strategic training and development budget. By following these steps, you can ensure that your training programs are not only cost-effective but also aligned with your organization's goals, delivering maximum ROI.